Hello, I'm lightshaft, and this is my entry for Jamziboy's 20,000 subscriber contest, and I built a bathhouse. This is the main entryway, but we're gonna check out the sides of it first real quick. I added a lot of water sources. Every water source that you'll see in this build is connected in one way or another. That's just an alleyway, nothing going on down there. But down here, I have another alleyway, and I just kind of ended up building this because the complex gradually expanded more and more, and there was just a sand wall here, so I threw in a stairway that doesn't actually go anywhere. But going inside, people would usually have to pay to get in, so this is where that would be done. Then you walk in, and bathhouses were used for a lot more than just bathing, but also kind of a social thing, social gathering area. So that's what this larger expanded area is for. Water going on. So the guys and the girls bathing areas were separated, so we're gonna go check out the guys area first. And I have a little divider set up so that people can't see you undressing through the door. The door. And then you're presented with an option. You can go into the bathing area, which is in there, or you can go up top, and this is just kind of a loungy, work on your tan kind of area, drink some water, and then you have a decent view of the mosque going on over there. But if you decided for option A, then you would come into the main bathing area. And the guys area was usually bigger than the girls area, so you'll see that when we actually go over to the girls side. But I got some little windows going on, look into the hallways and down the river. But then you have another option. You can proceed in your little bathing escapades down there, or you can go up top. And up here we have the weight area. I guess technically it would be a gymnasium, but I didn't have room for all of that, so I just threw up some these are my attempts at weights, I guess. The iron bars, kind of, I don't know. And this isn't actually like a lounge area, more just resting between working out. They would usually be like throwing disci, but yeah, that's what that is. This is the guy's workout area. And you got a decent view of the hall down there. And if you decided to go on with your bathing things, then you would go to a place called the Frigitarium. And what the Frigitarium is basically a cold bath, and it would usually be larger. Several people would be hanging out here at once, and once that was done, you'd go on to the hot bath, which is in here. These are smaller because it would usually be like one solo person, and in there you have the furnace room, which we'll look at in a minute. And there's also another little bathhouse thing in here, also connected to the furnace room, and those would be, I don't know, what's the word, filled up as the time called for it. And now we're back in that main socially area, and the girls would have to go down a different path to get to their bathing area, which is in here. So this is where they get undressed, drop their stuffs off. Usually servants would come pick it up, I guess. And you can tell that this is a lot smaller than the guys, and that's pretty historically accurate, lily pad. And you've got a decent view of the river going on here. All these are connected to the rivers. Typically, different bathhouses would have different ways of doing this, but yeah, for this, there's a river right there, so why not use it? And then they'd have another option. They could go down the hall and do the cold and the hot bath, or they come up top and work on their tan, or just hang out. This is the equivalent of the guys area that's over there. And there's the bathing area. And this is the servant quarters that you saw from the guys' gymnasium area. And now we can move on to the whole servant section wing, I guess. And what they would do is, now the servants were in charge of basically running the place, making sure there was hot water, and they kind of had their own segregated area to make sure everything behind the scenes is working properly. And this is it. This is the furnace room, and it's got a lot of extra storage in here, and furnaces to heat the water in those two baths that you saw earlier. Now, usually there would be a nice elaborate water system going on, so they wouldn't have to actually move water themselves. But since we don't have an aqueduct, they have a little cistern to go to. They grab a bucket of water, drop it in, grab a bucket of water, drop it in, and it's, yeah, a lot of extra work for them. But this water area was actually already here when I was digging this area out, and I just kind of expanded it and made it look a little bit better. And this is what all the water things that you've seen in the town, well, not the town, that you've seen in the bathhouse, this is what they're all connected to. There's a series of little, I don't know, tunnely things going on. And yeah, so those are all connected. I'm not going to look down the rest of them because they're equally as dark and boring. But yeah, they're all actually, yeah, whatever. But if they weren't working on the furnaces, they would be making sure their guests are supplied with everything. Here's some immediate storage up here. And yeah, just there's the, what's it called? I don't know, the girls' area that you saw earlier. And up here is the area between the guys' gym area, so they can get them a little extra water if they ever need it. And then you have the girls' area over here, and they can just get them whatever they need. And got a pretty cool view of the roof. So that's pretty much the build. Had a lot of fun doing it. This is the outside. Here's the stairway that you saw earlier in the alleyway. Little mini window for the servants. My attempt at a palm tree. I didn't turn out any better than Jamzi's, so yeah, I feel your pain, buddy. A couple windows for the girls' bathing area. And here's where you can actually tell that the girls' area is smaller than the guys'. Got the little looking down the hallway thing. They can have a decent view of the river. And yeah, and we're back over to the beginning of this. It took up a little bit of extra room than was allotted, which was technically okay. Roughly about 2.5 times the amount of room. But I really enjoyed doing this. Had a lot of fun because it's not your typical house or blacksmith or farm. It's just it's a bathhouse, and you don't really see bathhouses on YouTube very much. So I was pretty happy with this. Had a good time, and I hope you like it. See ya.